We're back with another episode of Middle Age Mamas. Camila's here. Let's give her a cheer. Woo! You haven't seen her in 2 episodes. We're so happy you're back in all your gorgeousness. Did you go in to have some surgery?
No.
You came back super fabulous. Did you have a lift?
No.
You look gorgeous and welcome back. We missed you on that mic in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Okay, so this morning I was thinking about some of my ridiculously bad habits, so I figured we'd open up with some bad habits. And I will start because I am in the habit of posting things on Mercari because I like to resell my clothes. If I'm not wearing it, I'm like, instead of sending it straight to Goodwill, I'll try to sell it first. So I'll get someone that wants to purchase it. And then I'll say, wait a minute, you like it? Okay, now I like it too.
And you snatch it back?
And you change your mind.
Yes.
Wow.
You know you can get kicked off of them sites.
No,
Wow.
it's every like 3rd or 4th purchase that I'll do that because
heard of it.
what I do before I send it out, I'll go and try it on and I'll ask my kids. I'm like, "Do you like this? What you think about this? Should I sell it?" And if they say no, then I'll resend the
What's the name of the place?
Mercari.
I've heard
Never
of
heard of
it.
it.
Yeah, it's really great. You can take pictures of your things and they send you a shipping label. All you have to do is drop it off. There's no meetups, no nothing. And they take a small percent. So if you have nice things that you want to resell, doesn't have to be, top notch. It could just be a pair of nice jeans that still the tag on them but
What if it
sometimes
doesn't have the tag?
no, then it's gently used.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to eBay, but it's better because
Okay,
it's more
okay.
protected.
I have some things that are gently
Yeah,
used.
but I have a really bad habit of doing that.
That's hilarious.
Because
I will report
now
you.
that you like it,
I
I like it.
Right. And so
I
do the
would
people
totally
are the people like,
report
wait, like trying to contact
Yeah,
you when
what
you
are
snatch
they
it
No,
back?
sometimes I'll just say it's cross-posted and I forgot to take it down or
Oh.
something. It's not that
Oh, so you
often.
lie.
I have a 5-star review because I
Oh.
package my things very
Very
well.
nicely.
I send it out immediately when I decide to sell it for real.
Mhm.
They get it in a timely manner, but there's just every now and again that I'm like, wait a minute, you like it, so I like it.
That's hilarious.
That's mine.
Oh my goodness. I have something. I don't know what it is. It's very weird, but I make these sound effects.
When you're talking?
No, when
Just-
you're listening.
Just random. And I kind of like breathe in and like make a weird, I don't know if I'm developing like
A Tourette?
middle age like tics or something.
What? I've
I
never
do.
seen
Like, give us
that.
an example, because I'm
I
trying to
can't because it's
understand.
not, I can't just do it.
But how do you know it's there? Someone has pointed it out
because,
to you?
No, I know when it's happening.
So will you be driving in?
It's like it's like a weird something. But when I do it, I'm aware of it in the moment, and I'll say like, okay, weirdo, stop. Like I'm saying this to myself,
Right.
but then I'll do it again.
So
Really?
is it
Yeah.
instances like when you're trying to calm yourself down, or like when something is happening?
It's just random. It's random, and I also will like hum a little song. And one day I was doing it, and Martin was like, "Don't start," and I didn't realize.
So he's aware.
He was it, and he never gets annoyed with me that he lets me know. But whatever it was, he was just tired of me doing it, and I don't even know what the little jingle is that I hum, but I make these weird noises, and it's just a bad habit that I'm trying to figure out. Like, how can what can I substitute it with?
That's interesting,
It's
Dawn.
weird.
Now I'm going to
It
look out
is.
for it.
Yeah,
But it
well,
sounds
I've
like
never-
you're only doing it alone.
Yeah.
I don't only do it alone.
Well, Martin's heard it, so maybe
Yeah.
you only do it around people that you're super. Well, I mean, I think you're comfortable with us, but
Yeah,
I've never heard you do a tick.
I don't
I
know.
just heard a
Mhm. No, but it's not that.
Right,
And I
right.
think I saw it on one of the videos. I saw like the motion of me doing it.
Oh.
So I'm gonna be very mindful of.
that's interesting.
See, I just did like a weird. See,
Oh, I have seen you, do that.
You see me do that.
But that's a
Okay.
reaction. I've seen you
No.
do that where you're like,
I do that in response to something, but the thing that I do is similar to that. It's like the vocal version of that little neck stretch.
But it's not in response to anything. It's just random.
It's just random.
That's interesting.
It is a bad new habit.
New, like how
It's
long?
new, like in the last year.
Maybe it's a stress response.
It almost like I wonder like do I have asthma? Like it's definitely like a breathing thing. I don't know. Maybe I need an inhaler.
You went to asthma. What?
Now she's a hypochondriac.
I mean, I am.
You went to
I
asthma.
absolutely
Do I
have
have
hypochondriac.
asthma?
I am. I really am.
Definitely.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go to the.
I think Google has made us all hypochondriacs.
Oh, man.
I try to stay away from
Somebody's gonna tell me what it is. Listeners, let me know.
Okay, we'll watch out for it. What you got?
He's like, I know what it is. You got Tourette's.
Become middle-aged Tourette's.
I have a bad habit of sleeping with the TV on, and I try to break it, like, but it's just it's an age-old habit. I've had it since I was like a kid. I got it I inherited it
Yeah.
from my mom and my dad, sleeping with the TV on, and they passed it down to me, and so I sleep with the TV on. The volume is down, but I just like the light is comforting. The light from the TV.
Really?
So yeah.
Even when you were married,
Yeah.
and it didn't bother him.
No, because I think he slept with the TV. He didn't mind the TV being on either.
I think all of us 80s kids had the TVs on in the house.
Yeah.
I think that was like a generational thing.
So
for
I'll
sure.
feel more comfortable with turning it off if someone is sleeping next to me because I am kind of afraid of the dark. I don't like to sleep in the dark.
Really? I
don't
need it to
like
be
sleeping in
pitch
the dark.
black.
Oh no. My cousin Leslie is like that.
She
And
needs
I'm
a pitch
like,
black?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
like, why? Because you can't even like wake up if something is in there in your room. Like you can't even like sense it or see it. Like I don't need it to be that dark.
I love the dark.
But yeah, I'm afraid of the dark, so that's probably part of that. The TV is a byproduct of that.
But you could do a hall light, and then it's not pitch black.
I'm in my room.
Or
But
a night,
you don't
a
leave the
night
door
light.
open?
A night
No,
light.
I sleep with my door closed.
Oh, well, the bathroom light or a night light. You need a little night light.
Probably.
Yeah.
But that's still not as soothing as the TV being on.
You know, you need to try that I recently started doing, and my husband's like,
Music.
"What are you doing?" Those meditation apps.
Yes.
They are so good.
So I tried that the other night.
Yeah.
I tried that the other night, and it just distracted me. I couldn't go to sleep. I was like, oh my God,
I'm
this is
totally
making it
following
worse.
everything he's saying. He's like, now you're in the way. You're listening.
Oh
to
no,
the
I can't hear
waves."
nobody talking.
It's
I can't
the
hear nobody
best,
talking.
but if
Even
you
a nice calm.
It's like so
voice.
just no, it's just music like whoosh, like the
Yeah.
waves or just like soothing sounds, but no talking. Because the talking distracts me even more. I'm
you
like,
gotta
oh, go
follow.
turn
You
TV
gotta
on.
let your brain follow the rhythm of his voice or her, and then you gotta follow the
to
directions
get into
and.
that calm
And
space.
you like leave your thoughts and you're following those patterns. It really works. It's amazing because sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep, and I'm pretty spoiled. William rubs my back every night, like for
baby.
like
Really? Like a
30
child.
minutes.
for 30
minutes?
minutes.
Well, I wake up because it's almost like an infant, like because I sleep train baby. So he'll try to tiptoe out the room, and then I wake up.
No.
I'm like, wait, just 5 minutes, I'm not sleeping.
No way.
Yeah.
So it's not
He's
like
He
that.
rocks you to sleep.
Wow.
Pretty much.
It's not
He's
foreplay.
so great.
It's not foreplay.
No, it's put me to sleep late because he's up at night.
Wait a minute.
And he likes his time to hang out
Let me
to
tell
do
you
his
something.
thing at night, and I'm an
Both
early
of
go to bed
y'all-
early.
Both of y'all are bad. He with the alarms, and you
Oh.
with rubbing your back.
He rubs every night
Pretty
for
much.
30 minutes.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
That is
But-
so sweet.
But when I'm out and spend the night out and he's not there, I need something, so I started using the meditation apps.
oh, I thought
to
maybe
fall
like
asleep.
roll around on the bed.
No, it's the best, and
Are
that's
you
really
good?
helped.
Really like
So
doing
this
it
week,
yourself?
the day after when I came home, I started using it, and so I turned it on. I was like, I'm gonna use this for now, and then I went to sleep with the meditation app instead of the back rubs. Or maybe he did it for just a short amount of time.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Did
the
he
best.
know this before he married you? Was it like a
Yes,
prerequisite?
I'm a touchy-feely type of person. That's
yeah.
what do they
I
say?
am
That's
too,
my
but I don't need nobody to rock me to sleep. Not like that.
It's not a rock. It's a rub.
Yeah, okay.
He has great hands.
You're not
let
gonna
me
be able to
just
just rub on me for
Gross.
30 minutes and it not be foreplay.
say. Well, I fall asleep, so then it's night time. But anyway, use those meditation apps. Those are good. Then maybe you wouldn't be scared of the dark.
I don't like. I just never have
That's
liked
so
the
funny.
dark. Never.
Does MASH come on? Remember back in the day when MASH would come
Oh,
on when you try to go to
yes.
bed?
But you know what? I will turn on like an old show, like I love Taxi. Not MASH, but Taxi's hilarious. Good times. Sanford and Sons.
Of course.
But don't you
Yeah.
wake up and it's like some random infomercial?
Yeah, when I'm okay, then I'll just turn to another old station and find something else.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah. If I wake up.
I remember when you were saying like 80s that it was everybody would have a TV. We weren't allowed to watch TV during the week.
Oh.
When I was a kid. Yeah, not until like the Cosby Show came out could we.
Because that was Thursday
Oh,
night.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we were able to watch the Cosby Show, and then that was it. But otherwise, we couldn't watch TV during the week,
Mm-hmm.
and so I never like to fall asleep to TV, but my husband does, and I never even wanted a TV in our bedroom because I wanted that time to be
Like a sanctuary
our
place,
time,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And I feel like when I think about intimacy and all that, we spend so much time. So even before cell phones, we would spend. I would fall asleep waiting for him to turn off the TV
Mm-hmm.
so that I could get some attention. And so now we're both like on our devices,
Mhm.
you know. And so even that, like sometimes I look over and I'll think like, okay, I'm gonna put my phone down. I'm just gonna do 5 more minutes. That's another bad habit of like, of course, scrolling just mindlessly, and the time goes away. Like you say 5 minutes and it turns into an hour.
Right.
But I try to time it and say, I'm just gonna do this for 5 more minutes, and then his show will be over, and then we'll be able to give each other some attention, and we'll both be
You
snoring.
sleep.
Snoring. And so I try to limit the distractions,
Mm-hmm.
but it don't work.
Yeah.
It does not work.
Yeah, I set myself an alarm for, I think I mentioned this before.
You did.
For social media, an hour.
And do you abide by it?
Yeah, unless it's something I have to do for the podcast or something, I'll give myself a little bit more time. But for the most part, by the time I get into the bed to scroll, it's only been like 15 minutes, and then it cuts off at an hour, and I'm
So
done.
does it give you a warning? Or
No,
does
it just said.
tell-
Oh no, I think it says 5 more minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, it
might
shows the
try
timer
that. 'Cause I
because it just
find
makes you
that
mindful of
too.
how much time you're
Yeah.
spending on it.
Right.
So I know, and then it'll give you the option of 15 more minutes. So sometimes I'll
so
have
like a
15 more.
snooze.
Yeah.
You know
What?
about-
Yo, snooze for the snooze for the IG.
Right.
and it's now like since the podcast, like I used to only be on Instagram, and now that I'm on TikTok and back on Facebook, now I have to. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit of time on this. Then I have to have a little bit of time on this. Then I have to have a little bit of time, and especially now on Facebook, I'm going through because something weird has been happening. Like people will tag me in their posts. Randos, like people I
On
don't
Facebook?
even know. Yeah, they'll tag me in their posts. So I have to spend all this time every day going through to remove the tag.
Oh yeah, there's tons of scams going on.
Yeah, there's so
Be mindful.
much.
This is a
Right.
public service announcement
Yeah.
to all the middle-aged mamas. Don't fall for the silly
What
scams.
kind of a scam?
There's a phone scam where someone will text you a random phone number and say, "Hey, are you coming to the party tonight?"
That happened to me
Yeah.
the other day.
Or "Hey, how are you?" And then if you're polite and you say, "Oh, wrong number," and they're like, "Sorry," and they try to engage in conversation.
That
Yeah,
hap-
that's a scam.
that happened to me 2
But what are
times.
they trying to?
They're
do?
trying to engage in conversation so that you start talking to them, and then over time, they develop a relationship with
This
you, and then
person
you
tr-
end up.
this
And they
person
ask you
tried-
for some money.
Yeah,
This person tried to invite me out.
yeah.
Because I said, they said, "Hi, you know, how are you?
Yeah.
How have you been lately?"
Yeah.
And so what I
That's
do,
happened to me.
the trick that the kids taught me is if you have a number come in that you're not familiar with, put the number in Cash App, and then if that person has a Cash App account, it will pop up their name if they're not in your contact. So I put their number in, and nothing popped up on Cash App. And so I said, who is this?
Yeah, that's what they want. They want you to engage.
And so I did. So I said, who is this? And they said, oh, this is Amy. Is this Alice?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no.
Not Alice.
Something like that. And I said, no, wrong number. And they said, oh, well, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Or
you
hope
sound
you're
so
having a
polite.
great day.
Yeah.
That's what they said. They said, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I hope I didn't buy. I hope you have a beautiful day. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then I responded back. I was like, all good.
Yeah.
No worries.
And
And
then they come
then
again.
and then they responded again, and they said, "Oh, you sound so nice and so da 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 da." And I hope this doesn't sound too weird, but would you like be interested to meet me out for coffee or something like that? And at that point, I was just like,
That's weird.
delete, block.
Yeah, delete, block.
Yeah, delete, block. And then maybe like 2 days later, it happened again where someone just said, hi, are you almost ready to go?
Yep, that. Just
Yeah.
something familiar to pique your interest.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I just said, who is this? And then they didn't respond. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was this thing going on.
It's called like pig fat or pig slaughter. There's a name for it. It was on the news.
What?
Yeah, and some
Random.
fool got suckered for thousands of dollars because they're looking for desperate people, lonely
Yeah.
people, maybe older
Yeah.
people who don't get text messages or just need someone to talk to.
Oh, hell.
And they're vulnerable and they start a conversation and then bleed them
That's
for
crazy.
money. So listeners, beware of the different type of scams going out there. And also when I receive random requests now, especially Facebook, there's always some hack going on with the Facebook community. So I don't even if it's someone I know, I'm like, why would they ask me again? So I never accept any friend requests from Facebook, period.
Yeah.
Instagram is different, but
Yeah.
Facebook feels more like, old personal stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't accept any friend requests on there. So just
weird.
be mindful of that.
Mm.
Anyway, speaking of Facebook, The Bachelor, I was telling you how I was obsessed with The Bachelor.
Yes.
The Golden Bachelor couple
Yes.
broke up.
I
after
saw
3
that. They broke up already.
They
Believe any
did.
of those bachelors.
They
That-
broke
that
up
not
after
even-
3
no.
months, and
Not
I was
even
like,
real.
what? I was totally invested in that one.
Because who can really?
Yeah, but this group, they were older. They were in their 70s. So you would think that.
But still.
But I think the problem is that they're allowing them to date in other cities and states instead of the same state. So that's a problem.
They're
The
after
people.
they meet the person.
No, when they go on the show, they're flying in from another state to meet someone random. So you could be from New Jersey.
Oh, and you're
meet
going back home to your original states? Is that what you're
trying to have a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the man
Oh.
is from one state. I think he's from like Indiana or something, and the
Mhm.
woman is from Jersey. But they filmed the show in California, so they met here,
Right.
trying to date.
But they're going
the
back to
Bachelor.
their respective places.
Yeah,
and
and then it
living
doesn't
separate
work out.
lives.
Right. And especially if you're old and set in your ways, they're not moving.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Because you say like they're in their 70s. I think about like our parents
Yeah.
in their 70s, and to date somebody like just some random person and like get married.
I don't really put any stock into any of those shows.
yeah,
I
it's just
think it's
entertainment.
for entertainment.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Because how many people have actually like had a lasting relationship? Like maybe 2
28.
total.
Why do I know
Girl,
this?
You have done the stats.
Are you serious?
No, it's only because since the announcement
But
of
that's
them
a
breaking
real
up,
number?
they went.
Right.
But it's out of like 100 and something. The show's been around for like 30
Forever.
years. Yeah, so 28 out of 100 and
I
something
just remember
have lasted.
Wow.
the very first couple. I
Yeah.
don't remember her name, but she was a
The
blonde
blonde
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
still together, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm talking
So
about.
speaking of couples, did you guys see the Kimora Simmons daughter with
Ooh-wee. Yes.
that old dude? I only
Yes.
saw tidbits, so you guys got to fill me in on this one.
It was very brief. It was
Yeah,
just
they're
like
broken up now.
one day of them kissing on the beach, and then maybe what was it the next day that she's recording while they're driving wherever they were.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I wasn't surprised that they were broken up the next day, because it just seemed to me that she was very immature
Yeah.
as a young, and it felt like she was even playing even more immature that I mean, this woman just graduated from Harvard.
Yeah.
Like, clearly she has to be brilliant.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
book smart does not
Oh,
equate
absolutely.
to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like, you know, these older men that are out there with these young girls, and you think about, what do they have in common other than the physical aspect?
Yeah.
Like to sit down.
You just wanted a nice hard body.
But to sit down and like have a conversation with this girl.
Well, she's well
He doesn't
traveled,
care.
so I mean, she may have something.
He
to
does
talk
not
about.
care. He just wants the nice hard body.
But then also, who says that they really broke up? They could just be doing that just for
Her mama, I think her mom got a hold of her and was like, "Look
Right.
here, little girl,
Right.
knock it off."
But she also looked like
But her mom
a
did the
little-
same thing.
yeah,
But not
like a
that
little
much
girl.
of an age difference. This is like 44 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
And
like
I think they were
grandpa.
18 years. That's a huge difference.
Mhm.
I think
She
it
was
was just
16 or 17.
yeah, but he was like 35 versus what is she 21 and he's like 64.
60 something.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Like grandpa level. And I can imagine like as many people that were reaching out to her parents. Imagine all the people, all of his friends and colleagues and business partners that are reaching out to him like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're
You
making
think so?
you're making a fool of yourself. Absolutely.
Why do you think that?
Because it was ridiculous. It looked ridiculous.
Well, partly because they were bathing suits, so it looked so extreme because
And
she's like a little
she was,
kid
like,
in her bathing
tiny.
suit, and he's like a grandpa,
Yeah, she looked like
a
a,
child.
a little boy. Like she was so tiny.
But she's,
like there
she's
was
a very
no...
thin. She's very tall though. She's very tall.
Yeah,
But she's
yeah.
also just very like svelte, very
Yeah.
skinny. You know,
But
statuesque.
it made her look like a little kid, and this dude. I just think, as a mom, as a middle-aged mom,
Yeah.
with a daughter who's that age, if she were to bring someone home that was old enough to be her grandfather, I don't care how much money you have, I would be like, girl, what the hell are you doing? And dude, leave.
Right.
What are you doing? Like, what is going on in your life that you look at this little girl and say, ooh, why?
Yeah. it's
Why?
pretty
Like,
gross.
what is the attraction beyond even? You say like a hard body. You can get a 40-year-old who
Yeah,
has
that's true.
an amazing body.
Yeah.
But I think what it's more about is the power and the control that you can say or do whatever you want to a little girl,
Right.
and not have.
How old is she? Is she
21.
21.
But also the
21.
audacity, you think of somebody that's in the public eye, and the fact that he was like, okay, I'm going to swoop her up, and never thought
And
like
think it wasn't
Russell
gonna come
Simmons
out?
was going to come after him, or
Yeah,
like
say
wasn't
something.
afraid of
Her
any of
dad say
that.
something?
Yeah, they all.
No, he came out in support. Like I
Oh.
love my daughter no matter what, unconditionally. But he's also trying to get back to
He's
good
also,
graces with her.
yeah.
he's also in the
Yeah.
hot seat.
So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty much like payback to daddy. I always
Of
think
course.
it's a daddy issue thing.
Of course.
I think it's also the world that they're in because they're famous. She's a model. She travels. He's a wealthy man. It's just the old young thing.
I don't know.
Because it happens in that world. Actually, it just happens a lot more than we think or think.
Right.
So
The
I-
age.
yeah.
I wouldn't want it
Extraordinary.
for.
I mean, I would not want
For my
that.
child.
Yeah, for my child, but
yeah.
But what
Maybe-
about the opposite when it's an older woman and a younger man like that Drea girl?
Right. Again, I would not. I think about my son. If he were in a position of being a successful athlete, entertainer, businessman, I would feel the same way that this person is preying on him.
Because she's
Um,
what 39 and he's in
she's
his
31.
20s,
Yeah, nah.
he's 21, 22.
Same thing.
and her third child,
I'm
right?
closing the door. No,
You closing the door.
you're not getting up the steps.
But what can you do as a mom at your kids that grown? They're gonna do it anyway.
You know, I think have those conversations. I have so many conversations with my kids
Early on, before it gets to that point. Yeah.
early on, just putting them up. the same way my parents had those conversations with me. And it was interesting, when I was in college, there was an older man that was interested in me, and it's such a small world that this guy, and I used to carry, so my dad was a trainer, and he was a bodybuilder, and like had won all these awards, and he had a business card of him when he won Mr. California, with like his muscles everywhere. His nickname was Muscles. And so I would show people like, this is, so when this older man is coming on to me, and of course I wasn't attracted to him. I'm thinking, I'm in college, I need a new car, I need some bills paid. I was totally, you trying to put yourself in a situation to be in a sugar daddy? Okay, where's the sugar? You know? And so, but I did. I was like, oh, this is my dad. And it was so crazy that this dude had a woman. Of course, I didn't care. I didn't care if he had a woman, but he had a woman, and she was actually a client of my dad's.
Oh, wow.
Like, it, such a small world. So I happened to see this woman at my at the gym where my dad was working, and we met each other, and I don't know how the connection was made. I was already through with him by the time my dad called me, but he was like, do you know such and such? And my client said that you know her boyfriend or something. And he said,
the lady was saying this?
My dad called me. The lady said,
I mentioned you too.
Yes, I think your daughter knows my boyfriend. And my dad said she was asking if he was trying to flirt with you.
Oh, Lord.
And then I said, he was doing more than trying to flirt with me. And I said he was trying to do the other F. And my dad's trying to act all slow, like even though
he wanted you to say it.
And he was like, huh? I said no. He was trying, and he was like, oh. And then after that, the dude called me like, what did you say to him? I said, dude, like, I didn't say anything. Like, how this even, it's just such a small world. Like, you never know.
Who knows who?
Who knows who. And this fool is out there trying to do some dirt on his woman he was probably 35 and I was 21 or something. He was like he was doing some work somewhere where I work. Like he was an engineer or something, and he was a contractor. And this fool was on me like white on rice. And I'm just looking at him like, dude, back up. Like, what are you doing? But that's the type of, like, the dynamic of this young girl with this older guy. What can I offer him and what can he offer me? It's imbalanced.
But I also think they just prey because on young girls, because I dated a guy in my 20s. And let me tell you, I didn't even know how old he was for the longest time.
Right.
How did
because
you get
he
that
lied and told me he was, I don't know how, I think he told me he was like 28 or 29. I think I was 24.
Yeah.
And then by the time it was all said and done, that fool was 38 years old.
Yeah.
But I fell for it, and I didn't even think long enough. In my 20s, early 20s. But I didn't think long enough to like investigate how old.
Right.
Like it didn't matter because I was young and I was just caught up in the moment and enjoying the time. And speaking of your parents talking to you early on, my parents didn't talk to me early on, but my dad, once he found out, he shut that down. He was like, he put a call in and was like, stay away from my daughter.
Wow.
And I didn't know that until my husband told me years later.
What?
He was like, your dad shut that down. I was like, no, he didn't. He didn't even know what was going on. He was like, yes, he did. He shut it down.
What?
Yes.
And then he told William about it later?
William was next after him. But I never knew how old that grown man was the entire time. And I say all that to say, just in your 20s, you're not paying as close attention as you are in your 40s. Like now, that would have never gotten past me. Yeah. But I never looked at an ID. I just didn't care. It was like, whatever, I was having fun.
I didn't care either. And I felt like I was totally in control of the situation.
In your 20s.
In my 20s. I felt like I knew what was up, and I was gonna get what I could get with having to give minimal.
In your sugar daddy situation.
Yeah, I knew. I was totally in control. It was never.
It was a perception of control. You weren't really in control.
Oh, I was in control.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was in control. Yeah, absolutely.
But with the Kimura, I don't even know the little girl's name, but with her dog Aoki, she doesn't need the money. So, what, it's not a sugar daddy situation.
She does. You know, there was that video out. I don't know what she was eating. She was in this messy room. Like, again, it's just showing just the level of immaturity. She was in this messy apartment or something. She looked like she was eating cereal from a pot. And her table manners were atrocious. I'm sorry to this baby that I'm talking about, but her table manners were atrocious. She's holding a spoon like she's never been taught how to properly hold a spoon. Her mouth is
Was she on
wide
FaceTime
open.
with her dad?
Yes, she was on FaceTime with her dad. Mouth wide open, milk falling out. She chewing with her mouth open, telling him that if he doesn't increase her allowance, she's gonna get a sugar daddy. Like, of course, like when you say she doesn't need the money, who doesn't need more money? Like what do they say? Like, you can never be too skinny, you can never be too rich. Like, you always need more money, especially if you have
But
money.
she's not in dire needs where she needs a sugar daddy to pay her rent.
Not to pay her rent,
Yeah,
but to
she
get
still has her
all
mom.
But isn't her mom like in a situation?
I don't know if it's business like that, but so you think it's a sugar daddy situation?
I think it's definitely like daddy issues and sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I feel like she kind of went off script with putting it out in the public. Like, certainly
they caught her.
Like, the paparazzi certainly caught her, but then when she was recording, like in the car, and again, just sounding silly like a little girl, like, I want to go here and I want to get that, and can you buy me this? And it was just like, girl.
But maybe he gets off on her acting like that as well.
He might, but he wasn't getting off on her doing it on camera, because he shut that shit down. The next day it was over.
Yeah, it was done.
It was over. Like, come on. They should have both been embarrassed. My kids already know. I'll be like, what? Who? Why? No. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I think the key is, like you said, just talking to them early on, constantly putting little tidbits here and there. You can't do it when they're 22 and out the door. You got to start early and just plant little seeds and keep, as close of a relationship as you can.
Yeah.
But what about the opposite? Like we were talking about Drea and the other young man. Like, men totally get a pass when it comes to the
double standard.
Thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's fine as long as it's not my child. I do. As long as it's not my child, then I'm cool.
Yeah, because I kind of think that like somebody like him, he's kind of well traveled. He's already in the NBA. He's seen and done plenty of other women.
Really?
This young guy that's in the NBA? Okay.
That's got Drea pregnant. I just think, like, how likely is he to listen to his mom or dad in a situation like this? Because of the position that he's in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Have fun. I do talk to my daughter about a fun time in a long time.
Oh, that's a good way of saying it.
There is a difference.
It's a difference.
Have fun.
Yeah.
But when you start making long-term commitments with someone that should have just been
well, yeah, like bringing a child into it, because now he's gonna have a baby with her
forever,
and she already has 2 other kids. I mean, it's just different.
And people always think, oh, it's just 18. No, it's for life.
It's
That's
forever.
A commitment.
Yeah, it's forever. And so I feel like, have fun. I'm not interested in double standards. Like, if if a man can do it, so can a woman. But I think once you start making decisions that you have to live with forever, and you thought you were just having fun, then that's when the tables turn a bit, and you have to live with those consequences, you know, whatever they may be. So that those are the conversations that I have with my kids. Like, think about any time you lie down with somebody, that imagine that this could be the father of your children.
Yeah.
This could be the mother. I mean, I'm not having that with my younger, but this person could be, is this somebody you want to have in your life for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
You know, and you just trying to have fun. Make sure that you are protecting yourself, being safe. And I always just say, have fun, make good choices.
Yeah, that's usually
But
what I
that's
say.
all I
But
can
what
do.
about like Catherine's take? What if it all works out?
Hey,
What if it
then
works out?
more
I hope for the
power
baby's sake
to you.
that it works out. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, that's painful, like breakups and then, you know, separating the families and
Yeah.
Well,
moving from
co-parent
state
is
to
so
state.
glamorized these days,
Yeah.
and it's not.
Right.
I don't fall for it that everybody
Co-parent
is
not the win.
co-parenting.
It's not
Yeah.
the win.
so well, and as
Right,
long as
right.
we co-parent together, then
Mhm.
everybody's cool because
It's the opposite.
the kid still has to go back and forth, and
Right.
that
Mhm.
in itself sucks.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you think about it,
Right.
they really don't have their own home.
Right.
You're traveling back and forth, back
Mhm.
and forth, back and forth. It's
Mhm.
not an ideal situation. I
Right.
mean, obviously, if you're in that situation, you want to make the best of it,
Mhm.
but that's not the goal. Is to
Right.
be co-parenting.
Right, but
No.
you're right. Some people see it as a goal. I mean,
Yeah.
eventually, being a good co-parent in a good co-parent situation is sometimes, well, a lot of times, a goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, hey, more power to you. What, because something that works for one person may not work for the other. I'm old fashioned and traditional, and it works for me.
Right.
You know, but
And co-parenting is not. It's never equal. It's somebody's always doing more. You know, always paying
but that's
more.
even in a regular
Oh, that's true.
household.
That's
But I
true.
think just since social media, though, that's like such a push that, oh, you know, we're this fabulous co-parenting
Yeah.
pair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always like that it's just everything is hunky-dory and perfect and we get
Well, it
along
definitely
and we
don't
love
start
each
off
other.
like that.
Yeah.
You really mature.
Ooh, you
To
have
get to
Most
that
of the
point.
time,
you
it
have to
doesn't
be
start
very
off like
mature.
that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I think maybe I appreciate
Mhm.
the conversation around it now with
Yeah.
co-parenting, because I think in the past it was something that seemed like it didn't exist.
Mhm.
I
That
didn't
you gotta
know.
hate your
Yeah.
baby mama or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends growing up, including myself, who came from divorced parents, that it was this pleasurable experience, you know. And so I do appreciate now all of the conversations that people are having around, oh, we aren't together anymore, but we're friends and we co-parent and we see, you know, these family meals happening with the ex and the new and the this, and it does, I imagine, take time, take healing, take all of this to get to that place, and it's definitely better for the kids to see you happy and, you know, able to interact with one another in a way that's not ugly. But I don't remember at all seeing that. Did either of you see that at all? Like any of your friends whose parents?
No, I never experienced that.
Yeah.
My parents were married forever,
Right.
and then I never saw that from my friends.
Mm-mm.
My friends' parents were all married, with the
Okay.
exception of maybe 2 people.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you? Did you have?
I think I was in junior high. By the time I got to junior high, there was only one friend that her parents were still married, and everyone else, it wasn't divorced. It was
just
we
the
never met
mom.
the dads, and I never realized that until I became an adult. Like, oh, it was just the mom. You know, it was just my friend and her mom.
Yeah.
So I never put that together until after the fact.
Yeah.
Right.
So I never saw like, oh, my dad's gonna pick me up, or you know, things like that. It was just the mom, single mom situation.
Well, I hope it works out for her, for Drea, and for her child,
Yeah,
and for that
of
young man.
course.
I hope it works out.
Yeah.
I hope it works out.
Because I certainly think, though, if people are making decisions based on child support.
That's a whole nother discussion.
That's not.
Well, there's a whole lane for that too. Picking several different baby daddies to secure the bag, as they say.
And what's that 50 Cent song,
That's
like
super
have a baby by me, be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I've always wondered.
So he started that.
Yes. So like the men, but
The
again,
conversation.
that double standard is there because you have men that are glamorizing it of have a baby by me and be a millionaire, but then you have probably that same dude talking about you a gold digging, and so where do you find the balance and like
which one is it?
Yeah, and where are the applications? Like how do you
You try to apply.
how do you apply?
You're not having no babies.
I'm asking for the young friends out there. Now I'm beyond. My eggs are like shriveled up and dry, but I do make pretty babies. But how do you
Where's the
apply
application?
if you want to become a millionaire and have somebody's babies? Like, is there like this advertisement that's out that you are able to say? Because clearly there are these. Even like with Nick
I think the
Canyon.
application.
Did you
is
say
a look.
Canyon? Ooh, we got
Canyon.
you. We got her, Camila.
Canyon.
She
I
called
got-
him Nick Canyon.
You know what it is? He is big in some canyons. Nick Cannon. How does that work? Like, are there people like, hi, I'd like to be
No,
the
he
next-"
spots
I think
them
it's just-
out.
And is he like pick? So is it a situation where
I
the
think it's
men
just women that he knew.
are like picking out and
No, like if isn't one of them one of his wilding out girls? Like he'll just
I
meet
don't know.
That
somebody.
was the one
Yeah.
chick, the first one that lost the baby.
like
Yeah.
a harem? Like you can just have like 7 women and everybody be fine, like sister wives. Like I know I'm being funny, but I am
His
curious.
situation is a little bit more
I am
unique though,
curious.
because it appears that everybody is
They
in
signed
on it.
on.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
done the application, have
They-
baby by
they-
you, be a millionaire.
Yeah.
But
you
I'm
are signing
sure
on to
there
7
are-
other baby mamas.
Right, that there are
That's
other
the
women
situation.
out there who, why are we going to college getting all this debt? When you can just go fill out this application.
Not everybody can do
and
that. You
say,
gotta meet some requirements.
I
Dawn.
want to, but that's what I'm wondering. Like, what are the qualifications? Where do you go to get the information? Like, there should be. You remember that thingy where that woman was like,
Oh, the millionaire
the
matchmaker?
millionaire
Yeah.
matchmaker.
No, they all gravitate
So-
towards each other, and they'll pull women up along with them to meet. Like I have several clients that are very wealthy, and
Yeah.
I can tell where they've gotten their wives from. The
They're
country
meeting
clubs,
from,
Okay.
the steakhouse. There's certain places that women know, especially very pretty women,
Yeah.
know
they
to go
Mhm.
to get an older man.
And they all pass
yeah.
them around because you.
No, I don't
see-
know about-
No. I mean, like if one gets divorced,
in
like
the circle.
yeah, in that circle, like
Mhm.
if you can't go from some millionaire to a thousandaire, you have to still keep within that circle. So if
Yeah.
someone gets divorced or the child support's about to run out, you need to then get another, and they're
So you can stay in
usually.
your
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's different in the
bracket.
black culture as opposed to.
I'm not just talking about black. I'm talking
No,
about
but
everybody.
no,
Equal
but
opportunity.
there's some of the
Why is it different?
because there's some of the girls that have babies. Like Future's baby mama has a baby with like Bow Wow's baby. Like there's
And
but
she's
they're
pregnant
all the
again.
same.
They all
and that's
got
what I'm
money.
saying. And
Yeah.
she's
They
pregnant
all- it's
again.
all-
So, but I'm saying
Not
that's a little
happy.
different in our culture versus.
It's the circle.
But what's the difference?
What's
there
the
is no
difference?
It's not necessarily the same women and men mingling together.
Yes,
Really?
it is.
No, I'm saying other cultures, not necessarily.
I think it is too.
I
Have
think
you
it is.
watched?
I
I'm
think
I'm
it is.
watching The Swans right now with the little white guy that had
They
that
pass
annoying
around.
voice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Truman Capote. That thing on what is it, FX or something?
I know what
I
you're
don't know what
talking
you're
about.
talking about.
But the Swans, look it up.
The
And
Swans.
It's the
he would
show,
call them his swans, but they were these very, very wealthy white women who the same thing. They
Yeah.
were all in this same
Oh.
circle, like New York elite type
Yeah.
deal.
And
but
they all know each other.
everybody was like sleeping with each other's husbands, and then you get divorced from this one, and you have one millionaire, and then a billionaire is checking for you. Then you got to leave your millionaire
just like
husband.
the Jacksons, because this is
Oh
'cause
my!
Tito and what's his name?
The Sharon wives.
Yeah.
So it must be
Jermaine.
a class.
Jermaine,
or the
yeah.
I think they married the same
They
one.
did.
They
They
So
did.
Your Majesty.
Your
Yes,
Majesty.
the uncle is somebody's brother and cousin. They all intermingled.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's
That's
see.
very interesting. I'm wondering for listeners.
So you want your application for the job?
I don't want the application for me per se.
I know, I'm just teasing
I'm
you.
straight.
I know, I'm just teasing.
But I'm sure there are people out there wondering. Maybe call 50 Cents and ask.
Did you say cents?
Is it cents?
I think it's just.
What is his name?
We got you
Just-
too.
just
Like,
like
What is his
Just
name?
say 50.
You said
50?
50 cents.
Yes.
It's not 50 cents.
Just say 50. Just say 50.
Cents.
No, without the cents. 50.
Just 50 cents.
Not even that.
50 cents.
50's
But
easy.
that is improper to say because 50 is more than one.
That's still his name, though.
plural.
It's 50
Let me
cents.
tell you
You don't know
something.
no better.
Don't have that man finding us.
He don't
Oh,
know
can you imagine? On that note, we're going to end right there.
because he doesn't know.
Sorry, sir.
No, he
Sorry,
doesn't know any
Scary.
better.
Sorry,
and if
Curtis.
we need to talk about plural versus singular.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
We can take him on. John can get him.
It's
Get him,
not.
John.
It is $1 and $10. It's 1 cent and 50
I don't want
cents.
none.
No, that's not his name, though. He has a name.
Curtis.
Camila shaking her boots. On
I
that
don't want
note,
none.
we gonna say, see you later. Welcome back,
don't want none.
Camila.
You don't want none.
And we'll catch you guys on the
All
next
he needs to do is tell us where the
episode.
application is.
Oh.
Don't-
Feel free to DM us and weigh in on your take on this whole older lady, younger man, or vice versa. Or you can tell us where to get the
Where's the
application.
application?
We love you guys. See you next episode. Bye.
Bye.